Thank you so much, and welcome, welcome, welcome to The Tonight Show. This is it. Let's get to the news and jokes. Well, guys, President Trump has been trying everything to overturn the election, and he finally got one of his cases to the Supreme Court. Let's see how that went.
The Supreme Court has shut down one of President Trump's latest and last attempts to overturn the election. In one short sentence, the court denied a Republican challenge to the vote in Pennsylvania.
That is amazing. They rejected Trump's whole argument in one sentence. That's pretty much the Supreme Court's version of responding to a long text with K. One sentence, that page had less ink than Rudy Giuliani's face. That's basically a tweet that went to law school. It's the equivalent of a judge taking off his leather glove and slapping you with it. You fool! All of the justices were like, we put on our robes for this? What? The court really tried to do Trump a favor, though. They figured if it was one sentence, he would actually read it. For Trump, it felt like applying to college and getting back a thin envelope. It's like, well, this can't be good. Uh-oh. Trump isn't giving up, though. He's like, now it's time to appeal to an even higher court, the Jedi Council. Dear at Mandalorian. The other big news is that after testing positive for COVID, today Rudy Giuliani was discharged from the hospital. Yep, another day, another Rudy discharge. That's right, America's Mr. Bean is back in action. Giuliani didn't waste any time embarrassing himself. He waved goodbye to the doctors wearing a gown that was open in the front. He's like, I was just tucking it in. I was okay. But the hospital staff doesn't have faith in Rudy. On his way out, he grabbed the Dunkin' Donuts napkin off the ground and blew his nose in it. It's like, hey, guy. That's right, the nurses are thrilled Rudy is gone. Now they don't have to keep changing his headpan. That's a great joke. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like there's so much going on right now. President Trump's lawsuits continue to be thrown out. People are starting to get the COVID vaccine. Joe Exotic asked Kim Kardashian to help him get a presidential pardon. And workers at a New York City Chipotle are fighting off a horde of rats. There's a lot to go over, so let's just jump in and cover it all at once. It's time for a News Smash. First up, Trump's lawsuits. They're not going well. The Supreme Court just dismissed the GOP's attempt to overturn the election in Pennsylvania. So I'm sorry, Mr. President. You tried your best, but it just wasn't effective. But you know what is effective? The COVID vaccine. It's making the rounds in England, and things are looking promising. I got to say, it's nice to get some good news for once, instead of news that completely melts your brain and makes you feel insane. Speaking of which, Joe Exotic asked Kim Kardashian to help him get a presidential pardon. Joe's in prison for trying to murder Carole Baskin, but he wants to get back to his life of wrangling tigers. I mean, if he wants to wrangle large furry beasts, he could always apply for a job at Chipotle. A location in New York City is struggling to deal with a horde of giant rats. It's gotten so bad that 4 employees have been bitten. That's not good. They should probably all get vaccinated. The U.S. will start giving out COVID vaccines soon, and the people who are first in line to receive them are, of course, elderly people with underlying health issues. People like President Trump. All 3 of Trump's Supreme Court nominees voted against his cause this week. Losing all those cases has got a sting, kind of like when you get bitten by a rat at work. They're chewing through wires and nibbling on avocados. It's basically a Chucky Chipotle in there, and the workers don't stand a chance. You know who else doesn't stand a chance? Joe Exotic. Kim Kardashian isn't going to save you, man, but hey, it was worth a shot. In conclusion, I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out. I wouldn't work there. This has been a News Smash. Well, some news from overseas. In Russia, they're telling people not to drink alcohol for almost 2 months after taking the Russian vaccine. Russians heard and were like, we'll take our chances with the virus. You know it's serious because Russia doesn't even give that warning to pregnant women. Meanwhile, President-elect Biden is busy with the transition, and today I read that he's thinking about making Pete Buttigieg the ambassador to China. Buttigieg heard and was like, yes, please send me to Wuhan, where it's safer. Apparently, Biden told Buttigieg, take it from me, if you work hard, you could be president in 50 years. That's right, the ambassador job is way better than the one Trump offered him, White House elf on the shelf. Here's some tech news. Google just released their breakdown of 2020's most searched topics. No surprise, number 1 was coronavirus, and number 2 was election results. But they also released a list of their least searched terms, the stuff that nobody Googled all year. Check this out. Number 5 was sourdough stopper. Interesting, I did not know that was a thing. The 4th least searched term was face masks with Mitch McConnell's chin on them. Number 3 was just mank nudes. Number 2 was how much to hire the law offices of Rudy Giuliani. And the number 1 least searched thing in 2020 was WAP sheet music for church choir. Well, that's really more of an organ song. And finally, I saw that Waze has a new feature for the holidays where you can have Santa's voice give you directions, which sounds fun until your kids hear their dad snap at Santa, all right, I heard you! It's actually just a mall Santa, so every now and then you'll hear, at 50 feet, explain to me why my wife left me. Guys, we have exactly 8 shows left before we go on Christmas break, which means it's time for that beloved Tonight Show tradition. It's time for 12 Days of Christmas Sweaters.
12 days of Christmas sweaters, 8 days left.
That's right. Every show between now and Christmas will be giving one lucky audience member a glorious Christmas sweater from the Countdown to Christmas cabinet. Now, since there are 8 shows left, let's open door number 8. Oh, all the way up top. Oh, yeah, look at that. Love it. Wow, that is gorgeous. That is nice. The bird. Wow. That is just beautiful. There's almost like a turtleneck inside the sweater. It's gorgeous. Is that a couple partridges in there? Oh, on the back. A dancing lady, like a St. Pauli girl. Yep. Not an ad. But how many birds you got on there? 1, 2, 3. You got 3 partridges. It's not a pear tree, but you get the idea. Guys, let's see who's going home with tonight's sweater. Everyone look at your seat number. If I call your number, come on down. Quest, can I get a drum roll, please? 237. That's what I'm talking about. Nice to see you, bud. Hey. Thank you so much for being in our audience tonight. What is your name and where are you from?
Carmine, originally from Brooklyn, but live in Staten Island now. Make bad decisions.
Hey, why not? Okay, please, we love it. Now you're wearing a nice warm fleece there, but I think that this would work out perfect. What do you think?
I think so. I'll go tree front.
Yeah, sure. Again, these sweaters have no front or backs. This year, everyone's guessing what the front and back is. Oh, look at this already. I feel this is. Oh, look at this. No, that's what I'm talking about. Turn around, let's see the front. There you go. Perfect. Oh, my gosh. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's give our winner a round of applause once again. Thank you to our lucky audience member. We'll be right back with John Hamm, everyone. Come on back. Oh, it's beautiful.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on.